Hey everyone, it's me Alex, and this video is going to be on the Pentacle, which is a tool that is used in witchcraft for various reasons, and also used as a symbol to represent the Wiccan religion, and some witches also use it to represent their faith or what they practice. The Pentacle, I don't have a picture of it right now, which is kind of silly that I don't, but you pretty it's like a pointed star that is used to represent different things and has a pretty long history attached to it. It was used, I believe, by Pythagoras and his followers in ancient Greece to represent a number of things, also known as the Pentacle, because if you look at it, it kind of looks like an A, no matter which way you turn it. And it was used to represent different mystical properties. I think it was like perfection may have been one of them, but I can't seem to remember right now. I'm doing this off the top of my head. Um, and it was actually a pretty important symbol. It has also been used by Christians at some point to represent the five wounds of Christ. And when Wiccans use it, they normally now represents the five elements, the top point being spirit or akasha, then the other 4 points being air, fire, water, and earth. Now, normally when you place, if you were to place it on the, like if you were to look at it, if I had one up, but I'm not going to get up and find you one, or however, I will do that, so hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, so now I'm back and not being really smart. I didn't grab a pentacle so I could show you guys. But this is the pentacle. If you didn't have the circle, it would be the pentagram, which is what was used by Pythagoras. Sorry. Correction. And as you can see, if you look at it, if you were to take away the points and everything and some of the lines, then it would look like an A. That's where you get the pentacle from. But this one right here is what is normally used by Wiccans and witches. Right here. And if you were to look, the different points are normally said to represent the different elements. Like I said, the top point would represent spirit or akasha. And now, normally when you get to the two bottom points, you have fire, which would be here, if it were facing towards you, and then earth is here. Now, when it comes to placing the air and the water, I've seen these switch, like air would be here and water would be here. However, when I'm looking at the pentacle, if I were to divide it down the middle of the line, the left half of the altar is normally dedicated to the goddess, and then the right half to the god. And air and fire are masculine elements, and water and earth are the feminine elements. So I would place air here and then water here. I've also seen it where they just go around, where this would be spirit, um, air, fire, water, and then earth. I've seen that too. So where you place them on the pinnacle, just really, um, it depends on you, your coven, your tradition, and where you, if you're solitary like I am, just where you think everything should go. So it kind of, it doesn't really matter, but you just get the basic gist of this. The pinnacle is also used when it is on, like if it was flat out like this, and you could, and technically you could take this book if you wanted to, if you didn't have a pentacle, and use this pentacle right here to, if it was facing, there we go, if it was facing towards you, to bless things, to give things protection. It's also used as a protection symbol, and it's also used to represent earth on your altar and different things like that. That's just a few uses of this pinnacle. Um, you can also inscribe different glyphs and runes and stuff in here to add more protection to it. There's just so much that you can do with this one simple tool right here. You'd also you also don't have to have it in physical space. You can actually draw it, and there's numerous ways to draw this. You can do an invoking pentagram, a banishing pentagram from any number of the points for the different elements. And there's all sorts of rituals and stuff that you can go into with that. You can just draw it over. Say if you didn't want to attack, like if you wanted to protect your car from getting in car accidents, you could, do a small ritual where you could draw your pinnacle over your car using your wand or your finger or something like that, and that would afford a protection. You can do that to yourself. You know how Christians, cross themselves. You could, draw the pinnacle on yourself in order to protect you, things like that. And you don't have to have it in physical space. If you live in a household or someplace where it may not be safe or you don't feel comfortable showing off the pinnacle, you do have the option of doing it on something that's not permanent, such as a piece of paper. You can draw it on with a piece of chalk or something like that. You can then discard it. You can do, some people draw the pinnacle on their floors with some salt. I mean, it's kind of a waste of that salt, but whatever. Or you could, like I said, do it with some energy from your own body, from the earth. So there are so many numerous things that you could possibly do with it, like I said. And it's and this symbol, when people look at it, um is what I was taught, is that it's meant for Satanism, and as soon as some people see it, I've seen people, when it's upside down like this. Let me quick say, it's not gonna be quick. I never quit. Um, this is what is normally used and associated with Satanism. Satanism is a totally different religion from Wicca and any of the other pagan religions. And I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to say. But as far as I know, I think I've met one Satanist in my life, and they're not bad people. They just believe different, and they do use witchcraft. So they are entitled to the use of the pinnacle, however they want to use it. But the difference is that when it's upright, it's normally what is associated with Wicca. When it's upside down, it is normally what is associated with Satanism. There is a difference. I should also say that when it is this way in some traditions, that is the symbol of the first degree. So then when it is turned upside down, that is the symbol of the second degree in some traditions. Also, before you look at it and condemn it as being Satanist, make sure that you know what context it is in and things like that before people start flipping out. Also noticed that that the pinnacle has 5 points. The Star of David, which I believe is a hexagram, has 6 points. So there actually is a difference. So when you see, I've had one on me one day, and someone was like, "Oh, are you Jewish?" I was like, "Oh, can't you count?" But I'm not. The area I live in, most people can count, but they just don't pay attention. So I had to tell them, no, I was not Jewish. It's a star, because I didn't feel like going into the whole a witch, blah blah blah, type thing. So yes, the Star of David is 6 pointed. The with the Star Pinnacle is 5 pointed. And then of course you can multiply these points to get. I think the Elven Star is 8. I think I've seen some of 12. They multiply. So that's all I can think of when it comes down to the pinnacle. And if I come up with anything more for any of the other like main witchcraft tools, I'm actually probably going to do more of a text video that can be you can watch that will repeat some stuff here and anything else new that I learned. But the next thing that I'm going to do is show you how to make a pentacle if you want a more permanent one in one of my next videos. Alright, thank you for everybody who's been subscribing and to everyone who leaves comments and everything like that. I'm going to be writing on my blog probably starting tomorrow, since tomorrow is supposed to be a special day. But I will update you on that in another video. Alright, bye.